Hi, how are you today? I am going to be doing a set of coasters, just a pair today. These are the two geode coasters that are part of my wine butler set. I'll be using this really pretty green from Krystal Resin. And then I'm also going to be using some of this, it's like an iridescent confetti. It's Creatology from Mica, so I found it in the kids section next to where their glitter is. And it is very similar to an iridescent packaging. It usually comes on a roll, and you can use it like to wrap gift baskets and that kind of thing, except it's already pre-cut in these kind of triangular random shapes. So I thought, saves me the work. I'm just going to get this little bag of confetti and give it a shot. So I'm just using the one green, and then I'll be putting the confetti into a clear resin. I didn't really plan this out very well. I knew I wanted to use the confetti. I have another side project going on the other side of my table. If you wait until the end of the video, I will show you what that is about. I'm just putting some resin top coating down on it. And while it, does its thing, I go back and hit it with a torch a couple times and just kind of keep track of it. And I thought while I was waiting, I would start knocking off a pair of coasters here. So if you stick around till the end of this video for the coasters, I'll show you what I made. It's a commissioned piece, and it should be getting sent off here in the next couple days. So I probably only have about 3.5 ounces or so of resin. I am going to leave some space at the top so I can go back later and put my top coat on them. When I'm doing top coating on another art project, especially a larger one, I always tend to make a little bit of extra resin, and then I can do another project while I'm taking care of it and watching over it, making sure that nothing lands in it, and going back a couple times and hitting it with heat to get rid of the bubbles as they rise to the top. So this iridescent confetti has a pink sheen to it, and also kind of a teal green sheen to it as well. I didn't want to do the pink. To me seems a little bit dominant in it, but I didn't want to do pink because I've been doing I just feel like I've been doing quite a bit of pink lately, so I wanted to switch it up and use this beautiful green. Krystal Resin's mica pigments are really pretty. They're so shiny. Like you can just see how shiny they are. And I'm hoping that with the green mica that will draw out the green of the confetti as well. I follow a gardener on Facebook, and today he said it was 43 days until spring. So this is kind of a springy, flowery looking inspiration palette. Cheers me up on this day that's minus 25 degrees Celsius, which is the coldest it's been up here in Alberta for quite some time. So it's a bit of a shock to the system. So between these coasters and my art piece, I just kind of babysit them with the heat gun and the torch. I don't use the torch on my molds, obviously, but I do use the torch on like my canvas or MDF pieces. And I'm just realizing that for some reason I have plastic on my table instead of parchment paper. So here's just a quick close-up of the first pour of this coaster pear. That green is so pretty. And you can definitely see a lot of the pink, but I think it's also picking up that green, and you can see some of the other green flecks that are in it as well. So I'm just going to show you how I do my top coat. It's not very complicated. I don't loosen my mold at all. I don't take it out and put it back in. I've done that a few times and it always causes me grief. My resin always seeps around the edge and underneath, and it just makes a disaster for me. So I don't, I try to be patient, and I don't remove them from the molds at all until I've got them top coated and the top coat has had a chance to do its cure. So it really takes very little. I'm doing this with a little bit of resin that I had left over from the art piece, taking care of them both again at the same time. My art piece is relatively small, so I'm not too worried about multitasking. If it was a really big piece, I would probably just focus on the art piece, but it's only about, I think, 16 by 14 or something like that. So I just pour the clear resin in, push it up to the edges. This one did pretty good. The one on the right, I actually ended up putting way too much resin in there. I wasn't paying attention or something. I don't know what I was doing, but I ended up with a little bit of extra resin, so you can see me kind of scoop it up and try to put it back into my cup. So because of the shape of the mold, I just use my craft stick and just push it into the, push it into the little nooks and crannies of the mold. Yeah, a little bit too much resin in there. So I do go back and I hit it with the heat gun several times, about every 10 minutes or so, 2 or 3 times. And then I cover it with, I just have like a little lid, a little plastic lid, and let it do its thing. So I'd done the top coat in the morning. This is in the evening, probably about 8 hours later. They're pretty hard. I'm not too worried about removing them from the mold at this point. I am going to keep them flat on the parchment just in case and let them sit there overnight again. I am using Krystal resin, and I think it gives a really nice clear, it's nice and clear. I'm going to backs aren't too bad. I'm not going to be doing any type of gilding or anything on these ones. I'm just going to leave them as is. Just tidy up the edges a little bit, although they're pretty good. I shouldn't have to do too much work to get these ones finished. I'm kind of wishing I had added just a little touch of blue in with this green, because you can see how that confetti is looking quite blue next to the green. Still really pretty. I think they're very spring-like and cheery looking. A nice change from some of the darker, more dramatic colors and the pinks that I've been doing lately. So stick around and I will show you my custom commission. So I did it on a trout. The person asked for a trout, and this is a Bob Ross inspired landscape with northern lights, mountains, trees, lakes in a winter scene. And this is using all metallics and Pebeo iridescents, and it just glistens and shimmers underneath the resin and just looks like a really beautiful, sparkly northern lights evening landscape. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do that. And we'll see you next time. Bye.